Welcome to ASR Gamers. I'm Rob. We're going to be doing things a little bit different today. It's not going to be a backseat gamer episode. It's not going to be a rival friends episode or a bargain bin episode. It's just going to be you, the audience, and me, and a little bit more of a cozy setting than normal. So today we're going to be talking about one of my most influential video games that I played as a child. One that stayed with me from the moment I first played it until present day. And that is the point-and-click adventure game, Shadowgate. Originally released on the Apple Macintosh in 1987 by ICOM Solutions, Shadowgate was eventually ported over to a multitude of different platforms, among them the NES in 1989. Shadowgate tells the story of the last of a great line of hero kings. Hero kings? Script says hero kings. That is stupid. Yeah. Why be a hero? Why be a king when you could be both? How cool. Like the 80s, it's radical. Anyhow, you are a voiceless protagonist who it's prophesized will defeat the Warlock Lord. And that's really the story. Nothing more. Solve some puzzles, you die. Solve some puzzles, you die. Solve puzzles, you die. You will die a lot in this game. But eventually you will defeat the Warlock Lord and prevent him from summoning the horrifying, terrifying behemoth. It's a picture. It's a 2D picture of a behemoth. It's NES. What do you want? You don't purchase NES games for the graphics. Shadowgate wasn't the first of the games either that used this style of gameplay. Yes, there were games that had a similar layout, similar structure, similar style. King's Quest, Maniac Mansion, just to pick the most popular ones. But this particular game used an engine called the MacVenture engine, which was an adventure game on the Macintosh. A MacVenture. That's as dumb as the Hero Kings thing. Anyway, there was also Uninvited, Deja Vu, and Deja Vu 2.
Deja Vu.
Each of these games started their life out on the Macintosh, eventually ended up on the NES. That is except for Deja Vu 2. Oh shit, I said it again, don't use the clip!
Deja Vu.
It's the last time we're using that clip. I promise. Growing up, I didn't even know about these other style of video games, these other Mac adventure games that use that layout. It wasn't even until my 20s that I even knew of their existence. This is right around the time that emulation started to become mainstream. Not that I would ever condone such illegal activities.
Oh crap! I certainly shouldn't have said it was illegal.
So why, out of all this time, does Shadowgate still rank as one of my biggest influences? Why, out of all the classics that exist on the NES, does this game in particular stand out to me? Because it kicks ass, that's why! There was never anything like this on the NES. At least nothing that I ever got to play. It wasn't bright and colorful like Super Mario Brothers. There was no life bar like in Castlevania. There was no vast array of weapons in which you could dispatch your enemies like in Zelda. And there was no fast-paced run-and-gun action like Contra. No, this game had none of those things. It was a slow, methodical, paced, first-person style game that let you experience exploring a castle that was creepy and gothic. There was always this looming sense of danger around every turn, where one wrong click would send you to your immediate demise. And you better get used to that, because you're going to die in this game a lot. The game starts off with the player standing outside of Castle Shadowgate. No hints, no clues, nothing in your inventory. You're just left up to your own devices and wit to figure out what the hell you're supposed to do. Another thing that left an impression on me with this game, the music. Holy hell, does the soundtrack to this game rock. The chiptune soundtrack for the NES version, which oddly enough was the only version of the game that had music. Like I said earlier, the game was ported over to a multitude of different consoles, but the NES version was the only one to have music. Weird. Anyhow, the music was composed by Hiroki Masuno, who also created music for NES classics such as Superman and Bugs Bunny's Birthday Blood and Crazy Castle. Wait a minute! Would we call those classics? Well, yeah, I know, but they sucked. Alright. The game sucked, but the music was awesome.
Shut up and get to the point!
So why was the music in Shadowgate so influential to me? Why do I still remember it so much? Well, I think it's because Shadowgate was the first time I can recall music being such a central key element of a video game. Yeah, the Mario theme and Zelda theme are memorable, but they didn't really drive the emotion that you were feeling. Shadowgate did that, but the music in Shadowgate had to do that. It was a point-and-click adventure game, so it was only a static image on the screen that you were looking at. And the music had to shoulder a lot of that weight. It had to drive that feeling of emotion and suspense. And it helped make the moments in the game feel real. And it did push the storyline along. So, because the music was so influential, I think it's important that we take some samplings from the game and just give them a little bit of a listen. Now, this song right here is what plays when you first start the game. You're standing outside of Castle Shadowgate, you know, and this song just screams atmosphere. It makes you aware that you are about to embark on this epic, perilous journey. You feel it because it's conveyed through the music. Next. Now, some people hear Jeopardy theme when they're thinking about something. Not me. This song, this is what I hear in my mind. This is what pondering and confusion and bewilderment sounds like to me. Again, Masuno just absolutely nails it. Next song. Oh man, talk about fear and panic-inducing music. This is right up there with the song from Sonic the Hedgehog. You know the music that plays right before you're about to drown. Throughout your journey, this song can play anywhere at any time. Let me explain. As you go through the castle, as you continue through Castle Shadowgate, you are required to have torches lit so you can proceed. But there's only a certain number of torches throughout the game, and they only burn for a certain amount of time. What this means is the entire game is essentially on a timer. And when your last torch is about to go out, this is the song that plays. That is until you light up another torch. But again, remember, there's only a limited number of them, so you have to go through the game pretty quickly. But once they both go out, it's game over. Speaking of game over, this song is absolutely ominous. It's dark, it's fear-inducing, but above all, it makes one thing very clear to the player. You done fucked up. So get used to hearing this one, because you are going to be hearing it a lot. But for the remainder of this video, we're just going to play the title screen music. I remember getting this game the year it came out, 1989. For the record, that would make me a 6-year-old. The elements in this game, the horror and the puzzles, they were some pretty intense things for a child to figure out. You know, I can't even really remember how I got the game. I think my grandmom got it for me. She used to sporadically buy my brothers and I NES games. She'd just come home randomly and, hey, here's a game for you. Never really looking at what was in the game. So, if that was the case, thanks for the nightmare fuel, Grandmom? And Shadowgate wasn't even a super popular game when it came out. At least, not that I can recall. I don't remember anyone on the playground at school trying to talk about and share the secrets of Shadowgate. No, they were talking about all the awesome NES classics. And Battletoads for some reason. So, it was up to the wit and intellect of a 6-year-old to figure this game out. There was no internet, there was no game FAQs, there was no walkthrough websites. I couldn't just pop onto Reddit to figure out what was going on. And yeah, Nintendo Power did cover this game in their January 1990 issue, but I didn't figure that out until I was drafting the script for this damn episode. Oh, what the fuck? So what about the puzzles in Shadowgate? Yeah, there's going to be a multitude of times where you are just hopelessly lost. Wandering around aimlessly, clicking on everything you could possibly find, trying to use every item in every location, trying to combine every item with every other item, trying to leave no stone unturned. This methodology led me to one of the most unsettling discoveries a 6-year-old child could find. You can kill yourself in this game. Oh yeah, suicide in a Nintendo game. And it's not difficult to do either. You just click use, click sword, click self. And that's it. You just plunge the sword into your chest. And the detailing is pretty graphic too. It's talking about the blood pouring out onto the sword, onto the floor. How the hell did that make it past the Nintendo of America's censors? I mean, they used to butcher the hell out of games like Castlevania, removing every religious symbol or icon in sight, but suicide? Yeah, that's cool.
Well, the kids have to learn about tech wars sooner or later.
But 6-year-old Rob did prevail, and I beat Shadowgate. I prevented the Warlock Lord from summoning the 2D, silly-looking behemoth. I think young me just had a lot more time and patience. Definitely a lot more time and patience. You know, this was actually the first NES game I ever beat unassisted. Remember, there was no internet. So when I caught wind that Limited Run Games was doing a re-release of this game for the Nintendo Switch, there was no way I was going to pass up on the opportunity to share one of my all-time best experiences with Amanda and Sean. To think Shadowgate getting the limited run treatment. How could I say no? So, got the game right here, unopened. Figure we'll make this a little bit of an unboxing as well. People seem to love that shit. I still don't know why, but I'm amped and I am pumped. I mean, the whole point of this video was about this re-release. So let's open this thing up, see what goodies it comes with. Let's check it out. It says it comes with the soundtrack too, which I think I've made very clear is one of the best parts of Shadowgate. Alright, here we have the game on Nintendo Switch. Shadowgate. Beautiful. Cannot wait to get my hands on that classic 8-bit style again. Tight fit. Says there's more stuff in here too. Hey! Old homage to the NES 8-bit games of yesteryear. Very nice. Very cool looking. Nice. See what else we got in here. A print. Very graphic. And where is it? Come on. Soundtrack, soundtrack, soundtrack! soundtrack. Like I said, the best part of Shadowgate. Yeah, the story was... It was NES. The story sucked. But the music is where it's at. Shadowgate theme. Should be playing right now. Shadowgate theme remake. Wait, why would they remake it? Wait. Journeys and vocals. Why would an NES game have vocals? Music composed by Rich... That's not Masuno. Wait a minute. Legendary Adventure has been redesigned from the ground up.
Now, I know you love video games, and I asked the clerk which is the one every boy wants. You got me!
It's a remake. It's a remake. Just cue the Shadowgate music.